So we are going to read from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, text number 9. You can chant after me, Prabhu. Sanjay Vacha
Sanjay Vacha
Evam Uktva Rishikesham
Evam Yukta Rishikesham
Gudakeshah Parantapaha
Gudakeswaha Parantapaha
Nayosya iti Govindam
Nayotsayati Govindam
Uktva Tushnim Babhuvaha.
Ukta Tusnim Babhuvaha.
Are you able to hear me clearly on Zoom? Voice is clear? Okay. We'll chant few more times. Sanjay Vacha
Sanjay Vacha
Evam Uktva Rishikesham
Evam Uktva Rishikeshvam
Gudakeshah Parantapaha
Gudakeswaha Parantapaha
Nayosya iti Govindam
Nayotsayati Govindam
Uktva Tushnim Babhuvaha.
Ukta Tusnim Babhuvaha.
So, first let us understand the meaning of the words. Sanjay Vacha is very clear. Sanjay said, Evam Uktva Rishikesham. Evam means this way. Uktva means having said. Having said in this way to Rishikesham, controller of the senses, Lord Shri Krishna. Gudakesha, who is a controller of sleep. And Parantapa. These are referring to Arjuna. Arjuna, who was Parantapa, chastiser of enemies. And Gudakesha, who had full control over his sleep. Having said like this to Rishikesha, that I do not know what I should do, whether I should fight or not fight. I am surrendering you as my disciple, like that. Then Nayotsya iti Govindam. What? And then after saying this, he said Nayotsya. Yotsya is, we are familiar with the word Yuddha. Yuddha means fight. Yuyutsu means to desiring to fight. And Yotsya again similarly mean I will not fight. Na Yotsya iti. I will not fight. Govindam is told to Govindam. Oh not Govindam, but Govinda. Govinda, I will not fight. Uktva, having spoken like this, Tushnim, he became silent. Babhuvaha. Babhuvaha means he became. Babhuvaha means became silent. So then after that, after speaking to Govinda, Krishna like this, he said, I will not fight. After first of all speaking all those sentences to Krishna, then expressing his lamentation, then he said, okay, I am not going to fight. This is how it's there. This is how many times a person who is depressed will speak like this. He will speak some sentences justifying his cause, why he should not fight or not work, and then he will just keep quiet and just sit down like this. Yes, recording. I'm recording now. I'm recording it before the class starts. So like this. Okay. Thank you. We'll go forward. Synonyms, you can read. Translation. Sanjay said, having spoken thus, Arjuna's chastiser of enemies told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. Gita Bhushan commentary. This is, suppose dhritraastra would have asked Sanjay, if Arjuna was lamenting like this, what had happened? That's why his picture is shown. What did Arjuna then do? Sanjay replies with this verse. So we must remember that we are hearing Bhagavad Gita from Sanjay. But it's quite interesting that we are hearing Bhagavad Gita from Sanjay. But do you anytime recognize this fact? We always feel that we are hearing from Krishna. That itself is quite interesting, that every time we say Shri Bhagavan Vacha, we remember Krishna and we don't remember that Sanjay is speaking through us. He's speaking, the Bhagavad Gita is being spoken through Sanjay. That is the effect of parampara which we anyhow feel. Is it not? We always think Krishna is speaking, Arjuna is speaking, Krishna is speaking, Arjuna is speaking like this. That's the effect of our parampara. Arjuna, so the photo of Sanjay has been shown here. Arjuna, the conqueror of sleep, first said to Hrishikesha, the controller of the senses. Before I go further, let me just read this and I will explain this. Very nice things. I do not see how I will drive away this lamentation through fighting. What was that shloka? Yesterday we had discussed. Yes, chokamachoshanamandriyanam. That lamentation is drying up my grief. And I do not find any means by which I'll, even by giving a very prosperous kingdom here or by going to Swarga, I can drive away this lamentation. Arjuna, the afflictor of enemies, that means Parantapa, then said to Govinda, the knower of all the Vedas, I will not fight. Before we go further, let us understand some import of the word Godakesha. Godakesha means conqueror of the sleep. There is some pastime regarding this. When Dronacharya was training the Pandavas and Kauravas, you know this pastime? Very interesting. So he instructed Kripi, that means sister of Kripacharya and wife of Dronacharya, that you do not feed the Pandavas in the dark. You make sure that you do not feed them in the dark. She did not understand it really, but she followed the instruction. So one time, all of them were taking prasadam, and Bhima was obviously very fond of prasadam, and Arjuna was sitting, all of them were sitting together. And at that time, it was like a night, or probably then it was quite dark, and they were getting prasadam. And then at that time, there used to be this lamp, and suddenly there was wind, and the lamp got blown off. So it was dark, but as you know, Bhima continued to eat. So Arjuna got inspiration. Oh, if Bhima can eat in the dark, why can't I practice shooting the arrows in the dark? So then he stopped sleeping and he began to practice. He began practicing his archery even in the dark. So that's how in the night time. So that's why it's called Godakesha. So can you see the determination of Arjuna? It's amazing, is it not? Like this. Okay. What do we learn? We learn, oh, this devotee is sleeping in japa. So what is the difficulty? I can also sleep in japa. Is it not? That's what we think. That's what we learn. No, we should not learn like this. Okay. Now, amazing. This is beautiful. He has said that, my Lord, my senses are drying up. But Rishikesh means controller of the senses. He will drive away the lamentation of Arjuna, whose senses were drying up due to lamentations. Because he's the controller of the senses. He will guide the senses of Arjuna to serve him as per his instruction, and that way Arjuna will be happy. This is one. Then, another interesting word is Parantapa. That means the word Parantapa is shown here. You see? Here, Parantapa. Parantapa is here. That even a person who's Parantapaha, par means others and tapaha means chastiser, giving trouble, not trouble, giving heat, so to speak. Tap means heat, to give heat. So when his enemies will fight with Arjuna, he was had a capacity to give them heat. Tap dene ki kshamta thi unke paas. But right now he himself is afflicted by the heat or tap of lamentation. So this will also be driven away by Krishna, who is referred as Govinda, because Govinda means who gives pleasure to the senses. So he said all these words, Rishikesha, Govinda, indicates that the lamentation which was driving up the senses of Arjuna will be driven away by Krishna, because he's taken shelter of Krishna. Have we not experienced ourselves? I would not name him, he's here, but I remember when I was preaching in his college and he came first year to our class. His face was very dejected. But as he was practicing Krishna consciousness, I was meeting him every week. And I say his face was becoming bright by Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada says that about his disciples, that when the disciples are addicted to all kind of bad things, they look very dull. But the same disciples, when they practice Krishna consciousness, wake up early in the morning, chant Hare Krishna, their faces are brightened, lit up because of Krishna consciousness. So this is how it's there. It's not only for Arjuna, but for us also. When we practice Krishna consciousness, we become happy. Like this. Okay. Go ahead. So these are the meaning of the words Rishika. Sanjay also. What is the meaning? Very nicely. Govinda means knower of the Vedas. What is the import? Import means purport of this word. That Arjuna was confused regarding his dharma, and the essence of all dharma, or the tenets of all dharma, are presented in Vedas. So Govinda, Krishna, will guide him as per the instruction of Vedas, by which his lamentation will be driven away. So these are the meaning of the words of various meanings, various importance of the words used in the shloka. Sanjay, By mentioning the name Rishikesha, controller of the senses, indicate that the Lord will make Arjuna manifest intelligence to engage in the battle. Have you not we discussed this point or not? His senses were drying up due to lamentation. But Rishikesha, Rishik means senses and Isha means controller. So Rishik, Isha, that means controller of the senses. He was losing, go deeper into the subject matter. Because of the lamentation, he was losing the control of his senses. So now his senses will be controlled by the controller of the senses, actual controller. That means Rishikesha. That's like you see, I don't know how much that happens, but how much good an example it is. But if you are in a car, suppose the driver loses the control. Okay, I'll explain like this. In some certain cars, they have two controls. The learner can also drive, and the teacher can also drive in case there is a problem. So here we see the disciple Arjuna has lost control over the car or his senses. Now the Lord will drive. He said, no, you behave like this. He will give guidance. You do like this. This is very, very important. One of my relative was lamenting like anything. I lost 14 lakh rupees. And I was thinking today that he is not lamenting that he lost 14 crores of holy names. He's my relative. So like it has been 17 years I have been a devotee. So at minimum I have around 17 crore holy names. More than that, because sometimes I chant extra also. So, and he has lost all, he did not chant, maybe 1 round, 2 rounds he chanted, but he did not really chant very strongly. It's amazing that we lament so much for something which does not belong to us at all, is it not? Maharaj gives a very nice example. When we were born, did we bring a water bottle with us that for a day, maybe we will manage, maybe nobody will ask us water. So ma'am, we should bring a water bottle with us. We did not. And when we will go from this world, we will not take even a water bottle with us. Water will be given after we leave the body, is not from, if at all, by our sons and something like that. Really funny. And we think, oh, we have lost this, we have lost this. We only lose the opportunity to serve Krishna. Nothing else we lose in this world. Nothing, because we have not gained anything in this world. But I'm just saying that, so when we hear these statements of reality, we ourselves completely become free from despondency. You understand, despondency means lamentation. Oh, ye nahi mila, wo nahi mila, aisa. We just forget about this. This is how is Arjuna. So this is very important. This is a beautiful shloka. Even this word is so nice. You see, when you chant Hare Krishna, we may not be always conscious of the meaning of the mantra. Is it not? We may be thinking of so many things. But the person who is hearing our mantra, he knows what we are praying for. He understands the meaning. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Srimati Radharani, please engage me in your service. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. So like that. So they understand. So, oh, you are desiring my service. Very nice. Then the Lord, Rishikesha, controller of senses, will inspire us to serve him. Will give us the intelligence. Oh, you please do not invest your energy in gratifying your senses. You please invest your energy in serving me. Is it not happening to all of you? नहीं हो रहा है तो यहाँ क्यों बैठे फिर आप? If it was not happening to you, why would you sit here to hear Bhagavad Gita class? You can do so many things, watch whatever on DTH or something like that. Now we have a DTH also, direct to home Bhagavad Gita class. So now that's quite amazing that Krishna is inspiring you. You feel happy discussing Bhagavad Gita. Is it not? That's a fact. So now that is a fact. So again think about this Rishikesha. When we had not met devotees, or not done some devotional service, either to taking prasadam or hearing Hare Krishna, did Krishna, who is the controller of the senses, ever inspire us to do something for him? No. That is his amazing quality. Krishna is there. He is the abode of all spiritual knowledge, but he won't speak a word. He will not give any guidance unless we have done some devotional service. That's why association of Vaishnavas is extremely important, because they give us something which Krishna will not give directly to us. नहीं समझ में आ रहा है? If suppose you give somebody some prasadam or he reads Bhagavad Gita somehow by the association, or he pays obeisances to Krishna, then Krishna will open the tap of spiritual knowledge. Otherwise, just keeps quiet. You want to forget me, my dear Prabhu? Fine, fine, no problem, like this. But you should always remember his Rishikesha. This is what the Lord Prabhupada was praying in one of the prayers. Oh my Lord, you are the controller of my senses. You are sitting in my heart. You please do not let me fall down. Please inspire me so that I always engage in your service all throughout the day. So these are the words of the importance of the word Rishikesha in our own life also. So just like the Lord will make Arjuna manifest intelligence to engage in the battle, similarly the Lord can, if we pray to him, to inspire our intelligence, to give us intelligence so that we can serve him properly. Okay. By using the word Govinda, the knower of all the Vedas, Sanjay suggests that the Lord will make Arjuna accept his dharma to fight. This is understood? A person who is a knower of Vedas, so Arjuna was confused what is good for him in terms of dharma. It was not a problem for him to fight. The problem is whether he should fight or not fight. Fighting was not the problem, but whether he should fight or not fight. Just like fire or not fire. The problem is not in the gun. The problem is not in the gun. The problem is not that he could not aim, but the problem is whether I should shoot or not shoot. Example you will understand. Just like this fight happened between the Chinese people and the Indians. So they were threatened to their life also, is it not? And they had guns also. But then what to do? The government has said, no, you cannot raise weapons. But my life is at stake. What should I do? So I don't know what happened, but that was a problem. They could not understand what they could do. They did whatever they were supposed to do at that time. But I'm just saying that many times it's called dharma sankat. So this dharma sankat means a person does not know what is as per dharma that he should do. So then the word Govinda indicates that because Lord is the knower of Vedas, of all the Vedas, he knows all the dharma, everything. So he will tell this you should do. Sanjay suggests that the Lord will we have read this. In this way, Sanjay extinguished the hope which arose in Dhritraashtra's heart of gaining the kingdom for his own sons. Why the Acharya speaks like this? Tushnim babhuvaha. He became silent and just, I will not fight. So okay, war is finished. When your main warrior is saying, I will not fight, and just keeps quiet, finished. What is there to hear? But then Sanjay says, no. By saying Hrishikesh and Govinda, you must understand. No, he is a temporary moha, temporary illusion in Arjuna, and then later on, Lord being Hrishikesha and Govinda, he will inspire Arjuna to fight again. Beautiful point. Another coming to my heart that Hrishikesha means controller of the senses, and Govinda means knower of the Vedas. So Lord knows the knowledge of Vedas, and he has the capacity as a controller of senses to engage Arjuna's intelligence as per dharma. See, even if I know dharma, okay, you will understand this very simple. You know what is the highest dharma? Bhakti. Fine, no problem. Are you able to convince everybody about it? Maybe we can convince ourselves, that would be sufficient. But I'm just saying, many times we are not able to convince others because we are not the controller of their intelligence. Now you get it? So now the Lord is the knower of the Vedas and is also the inspirer of intelligence. Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavye. Remember this? Bhagavatam. So now I'll refer from Bhagavatam in Bhagavad Gita and refer Bhagavad Gita in Bhagavatam. So because he's the Lord is inspirer of intelligence of everybody, so the Lord will inspire Arjuna as per the knowledge of Vedas, as per dharma, and engage him in fighting the battle as per dharma. Okay? Let us read Srila Prabhupada's purport. Dhritraastra must have been very glad to understand that Arjuna was not going to fight and was instead leaving the battlefield for the begging profession. I give an example, the funny example coming to my mind. Just like if there is if there is cricket match between India and Pakistan. I'm telling the data which is of my time. I don't know whether they are playing it or not. So now all the Indians will be fearful. Shoaib Akhtar is going to bowl. Maybe our cricketers will get bowled. But on that day, suppose we hear, oh, Shoaib Akhtar is gone for a party, or he's feeling depressed, he does not want to ball today. I don't know who's the bowler now. That was, this data is maybe 20 years back. 20 years back, I used to watch cricket. So the Indians will be happy, is it not? Oh, yes, Shoaib Akhtar is not going to ball today. So our team will have more chance to win. Similarly, if they hear Sachin Tendulkar is not going to bat today, he's feeling good about it. Then, oh, yes, Pakistan can win very nicely. So similarly, now you understand? So now he's thinking that, okay, Arjuna is the main person. Without him, they can not win the war. So now Arjuna is lamenting and giving up the desire to fight. So then definitely we're going to win. So to dissipate that happiness, Sanjay is saying. But Sanjay disappointed him again in relating that Arjuna was competent to kill his enemies. You see, Parantapa is very interesting. Very interesting. By the mercy of Lord, even a person who's completely disabled, he can also do great things. This we know anyhow. Now, Sanjay is saying, please, my dear Dhritarashtra, you should remember, although Arjuna is lamenting now, but you should remember he has the potency he is fighting, chastising the enemies. And because the Lord is there, so Lord will inspire him. Lord just has to inspire him to fight. Fighting ability is already there. Now, in our life, everything is connected to our life. Do we have the capacity to go back to Godhead? What is the answer? Maybe you can say like this or like this. No. Hare bhai. Yes. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We can go back to Godhead. If we pay obeisances to Krishna, we'll go back to Godhead. What is the difficulty? This much philosophy you have not understood. Simply by taking prasadam, simply by surrendering to Krishna, we can go back to Godhead. So all the human beings, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma, for all human beings, Mataji, Prabhuji, anybody, any ji, can go back to Krishna. So surrendering to Krishna is not difficult. But unless somebody tells you, how will you do it? Unless somebody inspires you to do it, how will you do it? Is it not? So, just similarly, if you simply understand, can you chant Hare Krishna? Leave anything else. Can you chant Hare Krishna? Yes. But somebody should inspire you to chant Hare Krishna. Then you can chant Hare Krishna. Otherwise, everybody has tongue, but they don't chant Hare Krishna. So similarly, the Lord will inspire Arjuna, who already has the capacity to fight, to fight. That's a point is being mentioned there by the word Parantapa. Are you able to understand this Parantapa word? Yes. Each and every word is so beautiful. Although Arjuna was for the time being overwhelmed with false grief due to family affection, he surrendered unto Krishna, the supreme spiritual master, as a disciple. This indicated that he would soon be free from the false lamentation resulting from family affection and would be enlightened with perfect knowledge of self-realization or Krishna consciousness and would then surely fight. I would like to say something in connection to our own Krishna consciousness. Arjuna had to fight as a duty towards Krishna. We learn it later on at 18th chapter. Karishye vachanam tava. That is a meaning of disciple, is it not? I will not live the life as per my whims. Whims, you understand? Whims means desires. But I will live the life as per your instructions. This is the meaning of accepting spiritual initiation. That should be clear to anybody. Just like, so you understand this point? So now, Arjuna here, he says, he was not able to carry on his duties towards Krishna because of family affection. Is it not happening with many of the devotees? To the effect, sometimes the husband will not practice Krishna consciousness because the wife does not like. To the effect, the wife will give up Krishna consciousness if the kids don't like or the husband doesn't like. It's all because of family affection. But we must remember that husband, kids, mother, father, we have got in all lives. And because of their affection, so-called affection, we have given up Krishna's service to get another set of husband, wife, kids and all. We are not telling that don't be affectionate, but it should not be to the effect that we give up our duties in Krishna consciousness. We must always remember Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. Krishna is our father, Krishna is our mother, Krishna is our very life force. This has to be understood. To the degree we understand, to that degree we become happy. And so again I'm repeating, family affection is natural. But that affection should be centered around Krishna. How can I help them to become connected to Krishna? They may not be immediately accepting Krishna consciousness, but at least they will accept prasadam if you make it nicely. Does it make sense? Affection centered around Krishna. Like I must tell you that I feel affection for all the students who are here, who are very eager to hear Bhagavad Gita. And I naturally feel affection. One devotee said, I had fever. I was knowing the medicine of fever I gave. I don't know whether that devotee took it or not, but I naturally feel that all my students should remain healthy and then they practice Krishna. If they are not able to practice Krishna consciousness, I've become worried. But that worry is, or anxiety is not material anxiety. I do not become so much worried if they get good grades in the exam or not. That doesn't make me worried so much. But definitely if they cannot chant Hare Krishna, it makes me worried. So that is a spiritual family. You understand my point? And that we should have feelings for everybody. Same thing with my brahmacharis also. If they become sick, I become worried. Why they are becoming sick? Or we can help them so that they can practice Krishna consciousness. So it's not that we are becoming dry when we practice Krishna consciousness. Rather, our heart becomes more soft. But that softness of heart should be on spiritual grounds. Makes sense to you? It's a very important point. And Arjuna, out of family affection, was not doing his duty. But it will be dissipated if we have self-realization, perfect knowledge. And if we get enlightened if we have perfect knowledge. I think all of you must be experiencing that when we read Bhagavad Gita, when we hear Bhagavad Gita, we feel a sense of enlightenment. Even my mother, when she was serving prasadam, I don't know, she heard Chitraketu Maharaj's pastime. She was reading Chitraketu Maharaj's pastime. At least for momentarily, she's saying, oh, for now, I am not feeling so much attachment to you also. I said, okay, good. And then again, she said, would you like to have some paratha? that is natural, but that is prasadam. So we have a spiritual relationship like that. She's my student, although she's my mother. No problem. Thus, Dhritraashtra's joy would be frustrated since Arjuna would be enlightened by Krishna and would fight to the end. Please try to understand. As Arjuna is dear to Krishna, all of us have the same intimate relationship with Krishna. I am going to repeat it again. Do not think that the intimacy of relationship which Arjuna had with Krishna is only belonging to Arjuna and Krishna. Yesterday we have read Dhamna, but Trisargo Amrisha, that means the three kinds of energies who emanate from Radha Krishna. One was Antaranga, Bahiranga, and Tatastha. We emanate from Radha Krishna. We have intimate relationship with them. So we are also dear to them. Their love for us is natural. Does it make sense? But we are like a children who is mentally handicapped. It does not do much, does not get behave properly. But still, the mothers actually take care of the mentally handicapped children also. So now we are trying to get some sense out of our consciousness. So like this. So this is the point which is being mentioned here. Should we continue to the next shloka or should we stop here? No. Yes. Okay. Small shlokas, easy to slay. You can chant after me, Uddhav Prabhu. Bhagavad Gita 2.10. Tam vacha rishikeshaha.
Tam vacha rishikeshaha.
Prahasanna iva bharata.
Prasanna iva bharata.
Senayor bhayor madhe.
Senayor bhayor madhe.
Vishidantam idam vachaha.
Vishidantam idam vacha.
It should be charged, Prabhu. Can you put it in for charge? This is charge. So, tam means, one second, sorry, we got this time. Unto him. Uvacha means spoke. Who spoke? Rishikesha, controller of the senses. Prahasan iva bharata. Bharata now here refers to Dhritraastra. O Bharata, O best among the Bharatvanshis, Dhritraastra, because now Sanjay is speaking to Dhritraastra. Tam uvacha Rishikesha. To that lamenting Arjuna, Rishikesha, who is the controller of the senses, spoke while smiling. Prahasan iva. Iva means in a sense of similarity, as if smiling. But Krishna is always smiling. It's amazing that Krishna has this, we have discussed this Kutastavaha Kashmala. Nah, this will be spoken now. So Krishna will chastise but smiling. He never becomes angry. Like his eyes will never become red or something like that. So he smiles. Kutastava, kahan se aaye? So like this, he smiles also and then he chastises also. This is how Krishna is there. I was thinking about it as a statement. I was already mentioned in the Japa talk, but I will again mention that we have heard that smile creates friends and silence avoids many enemies. We have heard this. So that's why Krishna is always smiling, because Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, he is a friend of everybody. So when you come to his temple, he's smiling. Oh, you have come. Very nice. What if someday, if you go to Krishna and Krishna's picture and you sing like this, why did he come here? Maharaj was saying this point. That sometimes a person comes to us, we might not be in a good mood. Maybe one time Maharaj was mentioning that one time they went to a person for this life membership. Then he behaved very badly with them. So then Maharaj said, we did not do anything to you. Why you behave so badly with us? Said, no, Swamiji, I had a fight with my wife. That is never going to happen with Lord Vishnu. Krishna, Lord Vishnu is never going to have fight with his wife. And it's not that you approach him and he's busy or like that. No, his call center is always open. You can always dial the 16 number word, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And he's never busy. His call is never busy. He hears you. Like that. So I'm just saying that on a funny note, that Krishna is always smiling because he has no problem. He has no problem. He has nothing to do. Everything is being done by his energies. We have to strain. So he's smiling also. Senayor bhayor madhe. Sena you understand? Sena means armies. Ubhayor means both the armies, and madhe, situated between both the two armies. Vishidantam. Vishidantam means the one who was lamenting. Who was lamenting? Arjuna was lamenting. Idam vachaha. These words were spoken by Krishna or Rishikesha. That means then to Arjuna, Rishikesh spoke as if smiling, not laughing at Arjuna. If the friend is in lamentation, how the other friend can laugh? And also he is now in the position of spiritual master. So it's a very serious situation, serious relationship. So it's not laughing not laughing, but prahasan iva. Prahasan iva. Iva means as if smile, slight smiling. And then he spoke to Arjuna, who was right now situated between the two armies. Senayor bhayor madhe ratham sthapyam me chuta. Oh Achyuta, please situate my ratha between the two armies. So again, I'm just reminded here that among both the armies, Arjuna was situated, but he was lamenting. So idam vachaha, these words were spoken. That we will discuss tomorrow, but those words were spoken by Krishna. O descendant of Bharata, at that time Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. Smiling means as if smiling. नहीं समझ में रहा है. मुस्कुराते हुए जैसे लग रहे थे, मुस्कुरा नहीं रहते, हंस नहीं रहते उसके ऊपर. ऐसे Gita Bhushan commentary. This verse describes how the Lord then began to speak, revealing a hidden meaning. Rishikesha, Bhagwan then spoke very profound words to the lamenting Arjuna. The instructions start in the next verse. He smiled at Arjuna as a friend, suggesting, how has such thinking come upon such a person as you? What was the person? Qualities Gudakesha, Parantapa. That was we discussed in the earlier shloka. I will make you sink in the ocean of embarrassment for having said such suitable words. Now you see, many times when we are talking to a person and we have something very funny, something really out of the world to speak to him, when our chance to speak comes, don't we smile? We smile. Many times we smile. You are saying this, suppose we are arguing with somebody, and he gives the argument, and you know how we can defeat him very nicely in one stroke. It's my experience. People say, "Arey, kisne dekha hai?" Many times, sometimes people say, "Arey, kisne dekha hai Bhagwan ko?" Who has seen God? Then when he gives his argument, we always smile. Said, "Do you believe everything after seeing only?" So if it is written 11 kVA current, will you actually touch it? Now I realize that there is 11 kVA current. So before speaking such things, we also smile. This is such a fool. He gives such foolish argument like this. So similarly, now Krishna is saying, "Oh, you are so powerful, Gudakesha, Parantapa," and now he's saying that I will chastise you. Kutastabha kashmaladam vishame samapastitam anarya jushtam aswargam kirtikaram Arjuna, like that. So is this the shloka of second chapter?
Second.
It seems second chapter. Yes, I'm just because of the Parayan, I feel it is the second chapter. I think, what is the next shloka? Can somebody find out? It's the same shloka, isn't it? Kutastava kashmaladam, like that. So then Krishna will say, "I will now make you embarrassed for your all this lamentation. You are thinking you are speaking very dharmic words, all useless." So like this, Krishna is smiling. See, whatever Krishna does, can you just see here? Simply on the smile of Krishna, slight smile of Krishna, the acharyas have commented. That's what I was mentioning. Anything Krishna does, simple slight smiling, or by his looking, glancing, everything the acharyas have meditated upon, and they have found the import of that action of the Lord. He made a very slight smile appear on his lower lip, because it would be improper to laugh at Arjuna, who had now become his disciple. That is indicated by the phrase prahasan iva. Hasan means to laugh. Prahasan means to laugh very nicely. But iva changes everything. Are you able to understand? Hasna, अच्छे से हंसना, प्रकृष्ट रूप में हंसना, बहुत अच्छे से हंसना. So if it was a prahasan, means he laughed at Arjuna. Hey, क्या तुम कर रहा है? Like that. So he did not laugh at Arjuna like this. But words were prahasan iva. Iva. Eva means like. So that means he was smiling very, very slightly. So this is the beauty of Sanskrit. That's why I lament. I also have a lamentation. Instead of doing engineering and spending my precious time of life on this time of the life, I could have studied Sanskrit. That would have allowed me to relish more. But anyhow, we have some opportunity here. This conversation took place in the midst of the two armies. Senayor Ubhayor Madhya is clear. Thus, it is understood that the instruction by the Lord for the depressed Arjuna were witnessed by everyone. This is interesting also. See, they are also seeing that Arjuna is now depressed and is giving up his bows and arrows. So they might also. So you see the reaction within two armies. On the side of Arjuna, they must be lamenting also. What is happening? Arjuna is going down. Same India-Pakistan match. And then on the other side of Kauravas, they must be feeling happy. Oh, Arjuna doesn't want to fight. He's giving up his bows and arrows. Very nice, very nice. So this is also an import that both the parties will see how the Lord will give the ultimate motivational talk to Arjuna, and he will be inspired to fight by the Lord as per dharma. Purport. The talk was going on between intimate friends, namely the Rishikesha and the Gudakesha. As this we have explained, so we want to explain now. As friends, both of them were on the same level, but one of them voluntarily became a student of the other. Krishna was smiling because a friend had chosen to become a disciple. So you see, now Prabhupada gives another angle to it. The same shloka from different angles. He says that why Krishna was smiling? Oh, you are speaking as if you are equal to me. Is it not? Oh, Achyuta, you take my chariot between the two armies. You are giving order to me. Just few, in the previous chapter, you gave me order. Krishna did not say in the previous chapter, but we learned in the previous chapter that Arjuna was giving order. And now he's saying, I am your disciple. Like this. So he is smiling in that way. He, as Lord of all, he is always in the superior position as the master of everyone. And yet, the Lord agrees to be a friend, a son, or a lover for a devotee who wants him in such a role. This is a very beautiful point to be understood. Bhritya Vashyata. Bhritya Vashyata means, Bhritya means servant, and Vashya means being controlled by the love of his servant. This is one of the foremost qualities of Lord Krishna. That although Lord Krishna is Swarat, Swatantra, as we learned from 1.1.1, but we also learned that he becomes controlled by the love of Srimati Radharani, of Mother Yashoda, of Nanda Maharaj, and here Arjuna also. When Arjuna wanted him to become his charioteer, then Krishna agreed, okay, I'll become your charioteer. And to the effect that when Arjuna will ride on the chariot, first Krishna will actually help him to go on the chariot, and then Krishna will go on the chariot. Like this. And then when he has to come down, first Krishna as the charioteer will come down and then ask Arjuna to come down. To the effect that Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he had Rajasuya Yagya, Krishna took the service of washing the feet of all the visitors. Can you imagine that? Like in a temple, a person who collects shoes. And it's amazing, would you allow Krishna to do that? Would you allow Krishna to do that? You say, no. But you see, Sudama, when he comes, Lord washes the feet of Sudama. This is amazing. When Naradji goes to Dwarka, Krishna says, oh, we are poor grahasthas. Oh, my Lord, my Lordship. That means, oh, Narad Muni, you are such a great saint. You have come here. We have got an opportunity to serve you. Then he washes the feet of Narada. This is bewildering. We don't know what is happening in Krishna's pastime. It's amazing what Krishna does. And Naradji also accepting. He knows that Krishna is behaving as a Kshatriya just to instruct how the Kshatriya should behave. This is amazing. Amazing there. Now, you know why it happens? Srila Prabhupada beautifully puts it. He says, because the Pandavas were malleable. Understand the meaning of word malleable? It's like the quality of the metal to be transformed into any shape. So because the Pandavas were malleable in their service of Lord Krishna, whatever the Lord wanted in whichever way he wanted, they were ready to serve the Lord unconditionally. Yetham mam prapadyante. The same way. Krishna also reciprocated. Okay, so you want to serve me unconditionally, then I also will serve you unconditionally. Whichever way you want me to serve you, then we also serve you like that. You want me to be a friend, fine. You want to be my younger brother, like Yudhishthira Maharaj's younger brother is Krishna, cousin-wise, like this. So in this way, Krishna is ready to behave. A very beautiful quality of Krishna. This is why he's called a Rasik Shekhar. If I want to have a rasa of, now let's see, Vatsalya rasa with Krishna, I can have it. With Lord Vishnu, no, we cannot have that. So like this, or Shingar rasa. That's why he's called Rasik Shekhar, because he can satisfy the deepest longings of the soul to have a loving relationship with someone. All of us want to have loving friends and loving relationships, but we realize that most of the time, especially in material relationship, they become sour. खट्टा हो जाते हैं. दही खट्टा हो जाता है ना, वैसे खट्टा हो जाते हैं. But with Krishna, once we revive that relationship, it becomes more sweet and sweeter and like that. This is very, very nice point. Now, a devotee has put very nice photo here. Yes, see here. This is one of the most, I love this photo so much. Krishna is carrying the sandals. I will use the word sandal, but actually it's khadau of Nanda Maharaj. And how much pleasure Nanda Maharaj must be getting, we cannot comprehend. Shrutim itare, I'm forgetting the shloka, Bharat Bhava Bhita, Taham Aham eva Nandam Vande Yasya Linde Param Brahma. Raghupati Bhadya told to Mahaprabhu that people can read Shruti and they can read Mahabharata if they are fearful of taking birth again. But I will worship Nanda Maharaj in his courtyard. Parabrahma Krishna is Shalindi Parabrahma is playing like that. It's like we see here. So why we need to hear this? When we hear such beautiful pastimes of Krishna, then we develop an aspiration or a greed or lalasa to have that kind of relationship with the Lord. Does it make sense? नहीं समझ में आ रहा है? In a chanting of Hare Krishna, also there will be the lalasa that, oh, Krishna is so nice. Just like I've told you so many times, hearing the qualities of Arjuna, I mean, it is in my desire that maybe one day I can meet with him. Or Prahlad, just tell me, would you like to meet Prahlad Maharaj? Would you like to hear the Bhagavatam class directly given by Prahlad Maharaj someday in your life, eternally? Yes. Why? Because we hear about him, is it not? Such a wonderful devotee. And Hanumanji or Shivji, when we hear how Shivji is actually giving Bhagavatam class constantly, would you not like to be in Shivji's class sometime? But we maybe have to learn Sanskrit because he speaks in Sanskrit. But by his mercy, you will understand. Is it not? When we hear about, okay, how many of you have met Srila Prabhupada? None. We cannot meet. But hearing his glories, hearing his pastimes, definitely want to go back to God and meet him. Is it not? So you want to meet Dhruv Maharaj? Yes, you will meet him. So I'm just saying, so by hearing we become attracted to him, to all of these devotees. And similarly, by hearing we develop an attraction to Krishna. Then we develop an aspiration. What is this? Even if we are in the most materialistic situation, is still, oh, it would have been so nice if I can go back to Godhead. Like I must tell my sister, was 12, maybe 14 years back or something. She heard something about Goloka. And then she said, oh, it would be so nice if we can reach there. I said, it's not free. Now she wants to live in Vrindavan. Can you see? Krishna noted that desire. She was never chanted Hare Krishna. But now she wants to stay in Vrindavan. She's chanting 2 rounds. So you see, Krishna notes down. Oh, you want to go back to Godhead? She's lamenting, and one time she's lamented, oh, you have been always telling me the nicest path. I was so foolish to reject it. It's a very great thing for many people. I'm telling you, very great thing. So once you hear about Golok Vrindavan, the desire has been implanted in your heart, and Krishna will make sure you go back to Godhead. That's why hearing is very important. Otherwise, desires will not come in our heart. Makes sense to you? I was just elaborating on this point. Why should we hear these pastimes of Krishna with his devotees? All devotees. You will hear in the explanation today, very beautiful explanation on Bhakti Rasa in the Bhagavatam. But when he was accepted as the master, so that means a Lord is ready to behave in any relationship. So now Arjuna wants him to be in the relationship of the spiritual master. So fine, I'll become Guru, spiritual master also. He at once assumed the role and talked with the disciple like the master with gravity as it is required. It appears the talk between the master and the disciple was openly exchanged in the presence of both armies so that all were benefited. So the talks of Bhagavad Gita are not for any particular person, society or community, but they are for all, and friends or enemies are equally entitled to hear them. Beautiful point, you see. It means Prabhupada is mentioning this point that the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is for both the parties. Now, how much they want to accept is up to them. Similarly, one person was challenging Srila Prabhupada. Oh, Arjuna, Bhagavad Gita mentions Samha Sarveshu Bhuteshu. Then Prabhupada, then why are you saying these are Mayavadis, these are devotees, like this? So Prabhupada said that maybe, but our understanding of Samma is very simple. We want everyone to become devotee. It's not that a person who is uneducated, that we don't want him to become a devotee. A person who is an Indian, we want him to become a devotee. All of them we want to become a devotee. That is the meaning of Sama. And you think in your own consciousness, you may not like or like a person otherwise. But have you ever prayed for somebody that he should not become a devotee? ऐसा कभी सोचे हैं कि वो व्यक्ति भक्त ना बने? That's why we should preach. Because preaching opens up our heart. Even those devotees who are now participating in our book distribution, what is your heart's desire? Oh, this devotee, this person may get Bhagavad Gita, and at least he will get an opportunity to read Bhagavad Gita. Is it not? A person whom we have not seen, and that is exemplified in the life of Srila Prabhupada. He was ready to sacrifice his life, go to America without even proper clothes to defend against cold there, for the people who knew. Prabhupada knew that they might reject him also. When India people were not accepting him, what was the chance that they would accept him in America? But he was ready to sacrifice his life for them. I heard this from my Guru Maharaj. I was shocked to hear this kind of meditation. Prabhupada told to Malati Mataji, I did not see left and I did not see right. I walked through fire to save you. It was so difficult. Even for me to go to even Delhi is like shocking. And Delhi airport is more shocking. Oh, it's too much shocking. And for to talk of Srila Prabhupada at that time from a conservative Bengali background and going to America, and we see how much Prabhupada had to tolerate and all those things. So I'm just saying that this is a mood of a devotee. He may suffer so many things, but to give to others. That is a mood of a devotee and has been exemplified in Srimad Bhagavatam. Why I'm saying all these things? I'm just saying that in this, if we preach Krishna consciousness, naturally we become some to everybody. Naturally we may know this person is a drunkard and this and that. But if he chants Hare Krishna, if he becomes a devotee, he will definitely become corrected. So I'll end here. We discuss these two shlokas and then we'll see how the Lord will chastise Arjuna tomorrow, Krishna willing.